Hey there, welcome to Moms with Mouse Ears, your guide to the magic. Today we're going to talk about a big question that I think a lot of people have if you visit Disney a little bit more frequently than the average person, and that is the Incredi-Pass Annual Pass option worth it for out-of-state Disney World visitors? So we're going to break it down for you so you can make an informed decision about your next Disney vacation and start planning whether or not you need to get that annual pass. So first off, let's talk about what the Incredi-Pass actually is. So the Walt Disney World Annual Passholder system is broken down into a number of different options, and all of the lower cost options all are for Florida residents, and there's different blackout dates at the different levels. There is the Sorcerer Pass that can be purchased by DVC members as well too, but the Incredi-Pass is the only one of the annual pass types that can be purchased to visit Walt Disney World all year round by out-of-state visitors that are not DVC members. It's specifically designed for out-of-state visitors. So it includes access to all 4 theme parks, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Disney's Animal Kingdom, along with some pretty sweet perks like discounts on dining, merchandise, and hotel stays. So what makes the Incredi-Pass stand out and whether you should consider it or not? It's got a few key benefits, and especially if you're planning multiple trips to Disney in a year, the big question is, do you meet that mathematical equation that makes it really pay off if you don't live nearby? So let's do some quick math and break it down. The Incredi-Pass costs around $15.49 for a year. A 4-day park ticket for one person, that's around $600 without any special deals and not including a park hopper or any extras tacked onto that ticket. So when you look at that and break down the math, if you were to make 3 separate 4-day trips in a calendar year, that's already over $1,800 in ticket costs. But with the Incredi-Pass, you'd only pay that one-time fee of $15.49 once per person, and you'll get access for that guest to get into the parks for an entire year. And you can add on specials like a photo pass or water park extension, and that allows you to do those things for the year as well too, for a little bit of an additional cost. So if you're planning to visit Walt Disney World for at least 3 4-day trips in 1 year, you will have already saved money if you look into getting the annual pass. Plus, that doesn't even factor in the discounts on dining, merchandise, and resort stays that you can get throughout the year as an annual pass holder. And also, it should be noted that if one family member visits Walt Disney World more often than the rest of the family, it may be worth it for just that family member to get the annual pass. And in our case, that's what our family does. I am at Walt Disney World more times during the year. I go on girls trips, I go on solo trips, and then the rest of my family is only there 1 or 2 times a year, so it doesn't make as much sense for them to have the annual passes. So you definitely can do it on a case-by-case basis and decide which members of your family would be most likely to use the annual pass as well too. I really love the perks to get a percentage off on dining and merchandise, and there's occasionally different times a year like summer perks where you get a little bit of an increased discount, which is always nice. But honestly, my favorite part are the resort stay discounts. This can be really huge and actually allow you to stay in a different category than you might have stayed in otherwise. So for recently, the past couple of months, there's been 35% off deluxe resorts for annual pass holders, which allows you to basically get a deluxe resort hotel for not that much more than you would get a moderate at regular pricing. So typically when I book my hotels, I always get those annual pass holder deals, and it makes it a really great deal to stay at a variety of hotels. And my annual pass holder friends and I also love resort hopping, and this makes it a fun way to be able to get a little bit of a discount to do that as well too. Of course, the Incredi-Pass Annual Pass to Walt Disney World isn't going to be for everyone. If you're only planning 1 trip to Walt Disney World in a year, and especially if it's just a few days long, then the cost of an annual pass will not be worth it for you. You want to go with the regular ticket options for multiple days, and then you can choose whether you want to add on that park hopper or just do the base ticket that allows you to go into 1 park per theme park day. But if you're like us and you can't resist a little magic, then you'll plan to visit Walt Disney World at least 3 times in a year for more than 4 days each of those times, then getting the Incredi-Pass is actually a no-brainer. It's all about how much you visit, how long those trips are, and making sure that that math works out, that you're going to get a better value getting that annual pass. Also, it should be mentioned that if you're visiting and you've used part of your ticket but not all of it, and you decide that you want to upgrade to an annual pass, they will apply your ticket amount to an annual pass to use for that rest of the time frame of a year time frame. So that could be a great way just to test it out, and you decide you really are loving the Disney experience. You can apply your ticket that you've already spent and put that towards an annual pass. So hopefully this has been helpful. If you've been debating whether or not to get an annual pass and trying to decide if it's for you, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our Disney tips and reviews. Head over to momswithmouseears.com for more information and tips to get started on planning your time at Walt Disney World. Grab those mouse ears and let's get planning.